Okay, welcome to the Backyard Professor Live, the last live podcast of the year for me. For 2025, we're going to wave goodbye to 2025 and welcome 2026 in. So this is really kind of astonishing. Here we are, end of the year, and what do we have to show for it? Well, a few more gray hairs, a little bit longer mustache, I've got my new watch, which also tells me how many steps I take each day. My brother and my sister-in-law have really given me some inspiration to try to make this year my year to get more active physically. They each walked over 3,600,000 steps. I did the calculations, and that is 9,909 steps a day, 7 days a week, average. Wow, just blew my mind. Really impressive. And they said they had to watch things. So I got mine, and today I got mine about 1 o'clock or so today for part of my late Christmas. And I've got 45, my eyes won't even, it's too small a print. That might be wise. 4,563. So I probably won't get 10,000 today, although I'm going to go walking tonight after this. Somewhere, I'll walk up and down the block screaming Merry Christmas or whatever. So how is everybody tonight? Hope everyone had a great Christmas. I did. I still am. Christmas lasts throughout the year as far as that goes with me, with my family. So that's good. Comic stuff. Good to see you. Nanu. Yeah, we can nanu it. Hey, check this out. Nanu. That's the shocker right there. That puts in the electricity. Boy, the crap BYP does to entertain his audience. Derek Farmer, good to see you, my buddy. Oregon Squatch, yes. I saw you in the shadows of the trees here in Idaho a couple of weeks ago. So you get around, brother. Woohoo. And Tim Rathbone, as always, one of my anchor people. Good man right there. And Lucy Anders, 5580. Hello, young lady. Debbie Donovan. How are you, young lady? Dead Fish Cheese Spread, without question, one of the best handles on the internet. How you doing? Wendy Rowland, good to see you. Tristan Jones, good to see you. Yeah, happy everything, Debbie. That's such an optimistic one. I'll put that up there. Yeah. Yes, live long and prosper. Eric Gady, 5391. Long time no see, my friend. Yeah. I hope everything's good with you. Woohoo, good to see you. Dane Pollard, another good guy. Yes. All right, so we said hi to the opening crowd. There will be more, I'm sure, as they come popping in. I got a new pair of pants, which was good. And they don't fit me because I'm too blinker and fat. So I'm going to do something about it this year with my new watch that's going to encourage me. Uh-oh, crap. You can't touch the screen on these. It goes blitzoid. You swipe it one direction, then you swipe it the other, then you swipe it the other, and it does all kinds of weird things. So I'm hoping one of the times I swipe the screen, it pours out gold nuggets for about an hour or so, so I can retire. That'd be great if it'd do that. Hint, hint. If I could get a gold nugget, the chunk of my thumbnail for every step I took today, 4,576, that'd be sensational. Okay. Oh, nice, Dean. Good on you. Well, that's interesting because you turned 56, and on January 12th, I turned 65. So that's good. I'm 9 years ahead of you, my brother. I'll guide you in your next 9 years. So, all right. So we had a lot of fun, got some scratch tickets, won some money that way. Not as much as it cost to buy the stupid things, but it was fun as a, sort of a Christmas thing to do on Christmas morning, besides sing hymns and look at the gorgeous tree. We also watched we did this as a family thing. We bought the set of 3 extended Tolkien Hobbit movies. Each one of them are about 4 hours. And we did the same thing with the Lord of the Rings, the extended versions. And they are so much better. They really are. They're fantastic. We're going to watch one of them on New Year's. I think for New Year's Eve, I'm putting together some essays from Tolkien and some of his ideas philosophically and religiously and historically and fantasically. I don't know how you say that. He is such a genius. It's, you can say, yeah, he's a genius, and that doesn't do it. So reading essays about some of the internal coherencies and the really exquisite ways that he presents a hero or how he presents a villain and what makes, his villains worse than most villains. The genius just is incredible. Maybe New Year's Eve for a couple of hours, I will present some essays on Tolkien. If you want to come and watch, and I will welcome in the new year. I will leave the old year, 2025, on a good Tolkien note and bring in the new year on a good Tolkien note. Speaking of which, I was able to acquire Morgoth's Ring in the History of the Middle-earth series, which is thrilling to me. This is one of the most important books on learning how Tolkien put his material together. This is the background to his revisions, his redos, etc. I also got the War of the Ring, and there are 2 more that I'm going to be getting. And the crown jewel is the letters of J.R.R. Tolkien. Now, this is the revised. This one, the publishers back when he first published, cut this in about half. It wasn't nearly this big because they said big books don't sell. So they sold it and left out maybe 150 of them. And one of his most important letters, letter number 131, they scrimped on or whatever they did. I'm not sure of the whole history of it. Anyway, it's all been fully restored. The 116 lost pages of J.R.R. Tolkien have been put back in. For those of you who are Mormon, you will get that. The 116 pages have come back. They are no longer lost in Tolkien. Now, if Joseph Smith's Book of Mormon could have that same type of luck, it would be a good thing for the Mormons. So anyway, that's some of my Christmas, and I'm going to be making my way through them. And I do belong to a Tolkien forum and a scholars group where we are learning Sindarin, one of the Elvish languages, and we communicate back and forth in Sindarin. It's a lot of fun. It's very, very interesting. So anyway, it's a lot of fun. Yeah. So what do I want to do tonight? I'll tell you my main goal. And I'm not, this can be so easily misconstrued, and maybe it should. Maybe it should be. Because I'm not going to let it off the hook. Because, damn it, there has been a lot of stupidity and deception with this particular topic. And I said, I'm going for the truth of it. Yes, I know what I hope it is. I want this to be a certain way. I want this. Oh, do I ever want this to be what I hope it is? But that did not give me the license to go ahead and present it as such. I'm talking, of course, about the literally world-famous 3-eye Atlas comet. And so many people have been lambasted for calling it a comet. It is a comet. Get over it. I said that way back in August of this year. I've been saying that for months now, months, and I've been taking it in the teeth. And this is my I told you so, which I said earlier on in August, if not July, that when it does its comet thing and comes through like a comet, goes around behind the sun, and the influence of the gravity of the sun will fling it back out and around over toward Jupiter, and it's going to fling all the way out of the solar system, and we are never going to see it again because it is a comet. It is not a UFO mothership, as bad as I wanted it to be. I will open that up. I confess. Oh, that would have been fantastic if it would have been the UFO mothership. I am not kidding. I wanted that so bad. I was peeing my pants, holding myself back. But I want the truth, damn it, and I can handle the truth. But apparently a lot of other people really can't. I lost 3/4 of my audience because I said, you have no evidence that it's a UFO mothership. I don't give a damn about the audience numbers. That's irrelevant. That doesn't, just because a video gets 1 million views doesn't mean the information it's sharing is true. Because 95% of the videos out there are completely wrong on this topic. And people just lambasted me for taking Avi Loeb's side of being the true scientific manner of leaving it on the table, but let's stick with the scientific aspects of this. There are no UFO mothership anomalies ever that were seen. Now, it was quirky and it was really different. There's no doubt about that. And absolutely, yes, we acknowledged it till we were blue in the face hundreds of times. It does have anomalies, but those do not mean UFO. It means a different kind of comet. You don't get to do from weird to UFO and get away with it without the evidence. How many times did I say that? How many videos did I make? So, 3i Atlas was exquisitely marvelous for all of us, for the reason that it definitely got us looking at the sky. It got us studying the astronomy. It got us comparing and cross-referencing and checking other comets, etc. And we collectively, as a humanity, really did grow and learn more about interstellar space objects than ever before. So in that instance, it is a 100% win and a blessing. And I am so grateful for all of the videos that were made concerning 3i Atlas, even if 95% of them became AI fakery and junk. They were making the most bizarre stuff up imaginable. And the thing that just blew my mind is so many people just believed it because it was being said. And then they turned around and lambasted the scientists and the astronomers because they wouldn't go along with the ding-a-ling dumb batshit crazy bullshit. And neither did I. I said, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this in the way that can be established as truth and real, and that means science. You know why? Because I got bad news for those of you who are anti-science. It sucks to be you because science works. That's the bottom line, man. I don't give a flying flip if it doesn't support your favorite pet theory. You need to adjust from your favorite pet theory and go with what is real. And science deals with that on the physical basis as best as it can. It's not perfect, no. And it doesn't have the last word, no. But it's the best game in town for something like this, a comet from interstellar space. There is nothing that matches science for getting the real skinny on this thing. Not the Bible, not the Book of Mormon, not some guru who has fantasy dreams. No, in the physical world, seeing it behave exactly like a comet. And I'm going to rub that into all of you guys. You guys tonight aren't the audience, aren't the people that mocked me. But there were a lot of them that did. Sucks to be you. Because you were wrong. And I told you you were wrong. And I told you when it's over, I'm going to come back on here and I'm going to rub it in. And that's what I'm doing. So, and that's all I'm going to say on it. Just understand one thing. After all of the AI ridiculous, stupid bullshit, made up crap that gets you so scared and excited and, oh my God, I'm so worried I can't sleep at night. You fool. Study the science and grow up and mature a little bit, and then you won't have to pee your pants in fear over absolutely nothing. Because that's what happened. It did not change course. It did not ram Mars. It did not invade Earth. It did nothing except what a comet does. It came flying in, went around, and it's flying out. That's what it did. That's what I said it was going to do, because science was saying that's what it was going to do, and that's what it did. So that's the overall lesson for this year, because it's literally taken up, you know, I mean, goodness sake, what, at least 6 months of our year has been magnifying more and more and more. People were looking at the 3-eye atlas. And it's so awesome that it came close. It really is. I have no regrets about that. So here is to when we need it and we need accuracy. Here's to science, who got it right. There were a lot of really cool theories, however, that just didn't pan out. No, this was not the blue Kachina, and I said so. I am one of the few who said it would be cool if it was, but it's not. And it wasn't. The blue Kachina did not come back. I wish it would have been, really. Well, it turned blue, though. What did we learn? What did we frickin' learn now? This is a very important teaching moment to those who will open your ears finally and wake up just a little bit. When you want something so bad to be true, that is the exact time where you really seriously do a triple down on making sure your information is accurate and real in relationship to what you see in the sky. If you're not going to do that, you're going to be fooled. Some moron out there who is half as intelligent as you, because of your blind belief and faith, is going to rip you off somehow, money-wise. They will find a way to convince you that giving them the money helps save you, and you're going to do it. It happens all the time. It happened during this 3-eye atlas thing. It happens every time. One of the signs of the times. Oh my God, Jesus is coming back. Quick, repent, throw me your money. And people do it. Normal business people who make 6 digits annual, who have huge computer intelligence for their jobs, end up giving their money to some sniveling, nose, swiney, little stupid preacher, because the end is near and you can't be saved with your money. So everybody gives him their money and their houses and their cars, and he runs off with all your wealth. and you're left penniless. How many times have we seen this, man? If you will quit complaining about science, well, science, they hide everything from us. Hide everything from you, my ass. They told you this was a comet. They showed you the evidence, and I turned around and showed you the evidence, and it behaved just like a comet. It went back behind the sun, came back out and around, and now it's heading toward Jupiter. For the love of all that is ridiculously holy, man, we can't let our personal subjectivity overrule our rationality. If you do, you're gonna have some difficulties in your life. I'm trying to help those people who have more faith in something that sounds spectacular than something that shows you what's real. And I really hope not very many people lost a lot of money on this 3-eye atlas, but I think they did. I really do. I really am not wishing anything evil on anyone. That's why I say in these types of situations, the absolute best thing you can do without any question whatsoever is go with the established thing that produces accurate results the best. Now, it ain't perfect, doesn't have to be, but it's got vast experience and lots of information that will save you a lot of sleep and potentially a lot of money. All right, so that's my preaching. 3-eye atlas was the big wing-ding thing. Okay, so the other big thing was the incredible story originally at the very first of this year of Jake Barber and the psionics team, which made a terrific splash on Ross Coulthart for about a month. And if I remember correct, it was back in January, almost a year ago. January, February. And of course, they promised the world. Oh, are you kidding me, man? Of course we're the real thing. We can call a UFO from out of the sky and make it land anytime we want. That is what they claimed. And we all got goo-goo-eyed and said, whoa, dude, let's see it. Well, it's December 28th, hundreds of days down the road, and we haven't seen diddly, have we? So again, and I'm really glad that I don't have to make videos for a living. I would starve to death because people are not interested in truth anymore. They want the sensational. They want the hyped up. They want to see the giants, the Nephilim, and they want to see them on those ridiculous, totally fake thumbnails of giants that are 290 stories tall, and they have biceps the size of football fields, and they're badass, and they carry big clubs. They want everything but the truth. So everybody who fell for Jake Barber, and I was one of them there for a little while, until I turned to science again. And it dawned on me, you know what? There's something wrong here. Because if he did claim to have that psionics capability, and Batista said anytime, I can pull him down at will, anytime, 100%, no problem. He obviously could have had thousands of those things landing with professional video equipment and gear. We got nothing of it. It was a farce. And I'll be happy to be corrected. And I will happily come onto my channel and confess that I was wrong to call them a farce just as soon as they show me what? No, not a Bible verse. That ain't good enough. No, they're not going to bring their minister on camera and him tell me to have faith in them. No. What is it going to take? Scientifically grounded, solid evidence. That's what always decides the issue. Jake Barber disappeared. His team scattered. Mike Batista was his psionics asset. He's the one that claimed he could do it anytime, night or day, at will. Well, later on in the year, around August, September, October, Patrick from Bedded disappeared out there in the desert, somewhere in the desert Southwest, and met up with Mike Batista and several of the other people who had worked with Jake Barber. Patrick is putting together his own documentary on UFOs, and he interviewed Mike Batista, and it was entirely 100% underwhelming to me. No offense against Patrick. He's trying his best to put together the best type of evidence he can find. Mike Batista is not that evidence. That should be obvious to anybody who watched his interview. I made a video on it and I said, "Cowabunga, Bubba. I like you, Patrick. I really do. But man, I hope this isn't your ace in the hole. You're done. You're sunk. You're out." Man, that's worse than strike three. That's brutal, man. So what's the lesson here? What is the common denominator? How is it happening that the UFO community believes anything now? No matter how stupid, no matter how obviously contrived. How did we get to this horribly miserable, weak point? It's not because we just believed. We believed and denigrated the scientists together because we want to believe so bad that we hate those pesky bastards who keep telling us, no, that's not actually a real UFO. Yeah, kiss off, dude. Get out of here. Get out of here. Close scientists out. I want it to be a UFO. Yeah, it's a fuzzy picture in the lousy video. But if you zoom in on it, and if we can adjust this with AI, we can make this look like a UFO. There's a UFO. Yes, I believe. And that's exactly the bullshit I will never, ever do to you. I want the truth just as bad as anybody else, but I'll be damned if I'm going to cheat or cut corners on it. You can take that to the bank. I'm going to be as strict about evidence as I know how to be because there is no better way. None that I'm aware of. And if there is, you're going to have to demonstrate that with, guess what? Evidence. Just like science has to. If you don't have the evidence, I'm not going to fall in line. That's how this works. It's the evidence that decides. It's so astonishing how skeptical everybody became this year. And we did have congressional hearings. Really, really good ones. Really. And that didn't even sway anybody. So, what's the answer? What do we do? Because this is actually, Oh, nobody believes Steve Greer. Nobody believes Jeremy Corbell anymore. There's lots and lots of people saying Bob Lazar is wrong. Lots and lots of people saying George Knapp doesn't have a clue. Lots and lots of people say Jake Barber and those guys are completely fake and hokey. So where are we? It appears to me, and I'm happy to change my assessment when the evidence comes in, but it appears to me that we don't have very good evidence of UFOs. That's just the way it is. And if you can't stomach that, then get out of this subject because it's going to kill you. You aren't going to like it. It is not a fun joyride. It is not, because there's not real good evidence, man. But that is exactly what it's going to take. They keep promising it and they keep failing. Therefore, and it makes perfect sense because I think underneath, we in the UFO community really are trying very hard to be as rational and realistic as we can. Nobody wants good evidence as bad as the UFO community. The problem is when someone gets in good with one of the government agencies, or if someone says, hey, we've got 3 billionaires that's going to give us the funds so that we can get the really good cameras and the really superb telescopes, and we're going to bring you the evidence and all, that gets pretty damn exciting. And you really, 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 really want these guys to succeed, and you're rooting for them and all that, and then it's just crash and burn, or just disappear. Wait, where are you? You never showed back up. You left in March, and holy cow, you made so many promises. Wasn't going to take you very long. So a miasma of skepticism and doubt has crept in to an awful lot of people in this community and around the world. The government is lying to us. You can't trust them. NASA, never a straight answer. How many times have we all read that? Right? And then the debacle of how NASA handled the 3-eye Atlas photos and videos, and it took the amateur astronomers to get us the good stuff and all that. So, okay, Houston, we have a problem. It's you. You're the problem. The scientific establishment that is government run sucks. They're going to BS us. They're going to lie through their teeth, and they're going to mislead us. Okay, so from my way of thinking, this is very good because now we know where not to go. Now we know who not to listen to. Now we know who not to believe, etc. Well, I wish it was that easy, but it's not. What this does, I'm hoping, it did for me, I'll put it this way, is it sharpened my edge of skepticism. At the same time, we have to sharpen our edge of belief because there has to be a balance, because anything out of balance will never, ever get you the truth, one way or the other. We have to find the middle road. But we've become a lot more skeptical because so much disinformation has been thrown out there. And it is frustrating and it is maddening, etc. But what are we going to do about it? We have to take the time, like one of all of our heroes, Richard Dolan, does, and sift through it to find the cream and get rid of the slop. Any other suggestions? I'm wide open to, but I don't see another way to do it. Well, that takes too much time. Then you're in the wrong hobby. Go take up underwater basket weaving or something else, because this isn't going to happen fast. In fact, it's not even going to happen from the human side. Of that, I have become really strongly convinced. If there is to be catastrophic disclosure, it will not be because of governments on the world. Nope. They will keep it secret. And that's just something that it appears to me we have no choice but to realize. If you want truth from the government, you're in trouble. It won't happen. It's going to be from the ETs that it happens. If, or even when, it happens. I really wish there was another way, but I don't see it. You know as well as I do, the government won't do it. Now, who owns the scientists? Unfortunately, the government. You can't blame science. It is the corruption that is in our government that owns the scientists that keeps them quiet as well. That's not a fault of science. That's a problem of the evil in government, stopping the public from having good quality knowledge. That means we, you and I, my friends, you and I, my friends, us, we, the public, we no longer get to sit back, kick our feet up, and watch Monday night football, Tuesday night football, Wednesday night baseball, Thursday night football, Friday night soccer, Saturday all day football, and Sunday all day football. It's time to get off our dead butts and quit being so distracted and start learning it ourselves. They have completely distracted us with the scientific inventions that were meant to enlighten us. It is now our enemy because we have become too complacent. That's on us. That means we can do something about it if we want it. But if you think that the entire world gets to sit back on its haunches and watch TV every single night after work, and you think you're going to be enlightened, you really have been brainwashed. And the scary thing is you don't even realize it. You keep voting in the wrong people that keep you brainwashed, and you don't even realize it. So no more laziness. And that's assuming that you want the truth. Oh, you want reality? Then get rid of the television. Your habits have to change, as in right frickin' now. You have to start going out and learning. You have to start talking to people who are in the know. You don't get to sit back and just hope God's or government or whoever is going to unscrew the top of your head and pour the knowledge in, or that ET is going to come knocking on your front door and say, oh, hey, don't take me to your leader. We are real now. Okay, we have met. Happy to see you. Okay, bye-bye. Dream on. And who wants to really change? That's a tough one. I'm here to agree with you. I like my television too. I am not saying you, not me. I am saying us. We as a collective, we have to show by what we do and don't do and how we spend our time that we really do want this. And that means we all get to change our habits. And that includes our voting habits, because whoever is being voted in at this point, forget party lines. Forget party lines. That's how we've been brainwashed. None of them have any value. If you can't see that, you're totally theirs, and you'll never get to the truth. They will dominate it. You gotta rebel somewhere. You don't have your answers yet, do you? And it's starting to piss you off, isn't it? Well, then, what are we gonna do about it, is the question. You think writing a letter to your congressman is going to change anything? How about just vote his sorry ass out and put someone better in instead? That would be my suggestion. But that means we got to start convincing everybody else to think that way, or it's never going to happen. And we are in a huge minority. Here's to minorities. But then again, the Fellowship of the Ring and Tolkien told us that even though they fought an army of orcs that was literally 100 times larger than them, they still won because they had hope and they took action. Not direct action all the time. Sometimes they also had to be pretty clever. So that might be a lesson to learn from. So I don't have all the answers. It's been an incredible year, both good and bad. It gave us some serious, sparkling hope up front, and then it just simply castrated us. It left us out in the dark to die. Now, are we going to tolerate that as a public? That's the question, huh? Who are we going to support? The conspiracy nut jobs who look valid, who are claiming conspiracy and, well, it's the aliens, they're here, and you know, golly, they're taking us over and all that? Or are you going to go with what is real? Now, I've done videos on aliens among us. That actually might be one of the really weird conspiracies that has some validity. I honestly don't know. It's a remarkably interesting situation we find ourselves in. I don't have all the answers. Criminy, I don't even know if I have any of the good suggestions. But I do know one thing. We have been taught to depend on others for our food, for our clothes, for our knowledge, for our love, for our toys, for our information. And we have been deceived our whole lives. And what in the hell are we going to do about it, is my question to you. That's the issue. If you're not going to change, then just shut the hell up about complaining and bitching about it. You have no right. Not if you're not going to start doing something about it. You just shut the hell up. Don't cry to me, man. No, but if we begin to start getting involved and trying to share good quality, valid information and refuting the stupid bullshit, don't let them just spread their lies. Call them out on it. Show them the scientific facts and evidence and say, you said this, that's wrong. This is how it works. If you're not willing to do that, then shut up about not getting your way because you're not worthy of it. If you don't make it happen, who will? Your neighbor who also likes to sit down and watch football games? I don't think so. Your other neighbor who wants to be involved in water skiing all the time instead of trying to help solve the world's problems? I don't think so. If that's all they want to do is play, then I don't think they have any right to complain when their taxes go up 200%, their health care goes up 200%. They start realizing, oh my gosh, I can't buy gasoline anymore for my boats because it's too goddamn expensive because I've been stupidly appointing the wrong people in power over me. If we don't wake up to the problem and start adjusting and doing something about it, sucks to be us. That's how I would see it. Now, I get it. Sometimes I'm way too blunt. But I've seen the soft approach, and that doesn't get anybody riled. That doesn't do a damn thing for you. I'm willing to lose 95% of my audience to tell the truth because it's not about numbers. But to all of those who keep wanting more and more numbers, they start sharing more and more and more stupid, ridiculous, phony conspiracies and trying to scare us. There's your clue as to who doesn't have a clue. And why are you continually supporting them and paying attention to them? Now, that's assuming that we want to do something and make our world a better place. This is why J.R.R. Tolkien makes a difference, because his story is our life right here, right now. Whether you're in America, Canada, Mexico, Venezuela, Europe, Russia, Ukraine, or Australia, or Africa. Because the enemy is on the move. And we have to put our minds, our hearts, and our souls into making the world a better place, not worse. When you do nothing, you become part of the problem. That's J.R.R. Tolkien. That's why he is so relevant to read and believe and try to do something in our lives, in our culture, in our situation. And it doesn't take anything huge, grand, and big and magnificent. It just takes the small acts of kindness. We've even lost that. If people aren't either a Republican or a Democrat, the sad thing is in America is they're hated and not even talked to because they're not a party-affiliated person. How pathetically sad is that we've let ourselves be brainwashed into that kind of horrendous, myopic stupidity? And when they divide and conquer, we all lose. But there's more of us public than there are of those who are elected. And we can turn this around, I would think. Because it's like a cancer. It's spread through all phases of our society now. Every one of us are sick. That means every one of us need to start working on it more. So that's a heck of a way to end the year. It sounds like I'm cussing people out, and I'm not. I'm trying to do a rally cry, and it's not coming across very well. I recognize that. I understand that. But I am passionate about if you let those in charge destroy the lives of people around you, you are next. And you can't let that happen. And it doesn't matter if you like your neighbor or not, because it's a bigger problem coming our direction if we're not all very careful and start recognizing that and doing something to change it instead of so much hate. Let's take Sam Wise Gamgee's point. We believe there's enough good in the world to save, and we will fight for that good. That's the morality that the public needs to start saying and doing. The Shire was overrun and almost wiped out until the hobbits came back. And then they worked with all of their neighbors, even those stupid, pesky neighbors that wanted to take poor Frodo's furniture away from him. Did he hold a grudge and kick them out? No. He put his arm around him and he said, we now have a common cause. We are going to go save that which is worth saving because it's good. And they all work together. That's the value of good literature. It's not just a story. It's a story that shows us how perhaps we can put action together to make a difference, to save the good in the world. That would be cool to do. You want to be a hero? Let's work on that. Let's do that. Don't even worry about being a hero. Just start doing more good. Because the politicians and the corporations, they want us to be mad all the time. Why? Because we spend more money that way. We end up spreading hate, and that gives them more power. Don't fall for that. Share love. I'm telling you, J.R.R. Tolkien is extremely relevant here. I'm not kidding. He wrote the story of what we're in right now. I'll bet you could almost name who Saruman is in our world. And I'll bet you could almost name where Dol Guldur is. When you stop and look out the world. Yeah, it's just a story. It's a lot more than that. It's a lot more than that. It's our future, because he put true psychology and real human emotion into his story, because it's relevant on how to live a better life or be swept off the land based on what you do or don't do, depending on whether you're on the side of love and truth or if you just want sensationalism to be entertained. They have us convinced that we need to be entertained or there's no value in anything. That's how brainwashed we are. And it is a brainwash. You think religion brainwashes you? Pfft, they aren't half as powerful. Even though they're very powerful, they aren't half as powerful as those television commercials and those television sitcoms and comedies and stuff that we watch by the thousands of hours and sit and get lazy and weak and fat and fart all night long. They can make us do anything they want once we're out of the battle. So anyway, that's my thoughts at the end of this year. We have lots of room for improvement. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not accusing anybody. I'm saying in the spirit of hope that we can at least recognize when someone else is manipulating us, that we don't have to be reverent and accept the manipulation all the time. There is a time when we can stand and say no and do something different, more better for us and our families and our neighbors and our communities and our towns, because we are under attack. It's just not by a physical guns and knives army that's attacking us. We need to recognize that and begin working on that. So that's why I am sharing more and more of J.R.R. Tolkien, because he saw it, and he saw it very clearly. The war is a moral war. And if you hate talking about morality, it's because you've been brainwashed away from it. It's time to start getting serious about solving the problems. I'm going to try to do my part by sharing where the solutions are. So anyway, thank you for watching Backyard Professor Responds videos. Actually, this is my live. I do wish you well next year. I wish absolutely everybody the greatest success, because we need it, but we also deserve it. But success in the right direction, for comfort, for peace, for love, for goodness. We're in the Christmas holiday. Let's extend this holiday past one mere weekend. How about if we stretched out this whole holiday idea of Christmas for an entire year, instead of letting the politicians decide for us whether we even want to talk to that gal or that guy because they don't belong to my political party? You see how they manipulate us and control us. It's time to rebel against that. It's time to say, hell no, I'm not going to hate just because you, in your own short-sightedness, hate those who think different. I'm not going to follow you. I'm going to love anyway. That's what the heroes we need. That's the kind of work we need to begin to practice, in my opinion. So, thanks for letting me preach. My gosh, I did not intend to do this tonight. I really did. I swear to goodness. I get going, and now you know what's on my subconscious mind. So anyway, I will be surprised if anybody ever watches any of my videos again. And here's the good news is it's not about how many watch anyway. I'm going to continue sharing the truth about reality, about our needs and our hopes and our successes, you know, and I'm going to keep doing that anyway. And the world standards be damned. I don't care what the world thinks, because it's off kilter anyway. So why would you align with that anyway? That makes no sense. So anyway, all right. I love you all. I got to go. I wish you the very best of the Happy New Year. I will see if I can get here New Year's Eve evening, and I'm going to share some Tolkien essays that I've been putting together that I think are exquisitely fun. We're going to have a good time, and we'll have some good drinks and food to eat and all that, but I might just spend a couple hours online on a live, welcoming in the new year with the right idea. So, all righty, man. I will see all of you guys soon. I hope you have the very best.